Good morning, everybody. This is Arthur at On the Block. Let me get my mic over here. Let's see what we're doing. Okay, I think we are live. Okay, not an exciting day. A tough day in the crypto market. A tough day in the crypto world. Bitcoin is breaking down, but there's still, with all the FUD and with all the news and with all the bad stories, there's still so much good going on in Bitcoin right now. So much good going on in the crypto market. You know, now we're starting to realize, as this goes on, how much is Bitcoin really going to be the future? It's the dominant player in the market. Bitcoin dominance is through the friggin' roof through all this. But Bitcoin itself is not really, it has limited. It's a store of value. That's all it is. My Starbucks iced coffee for the morning. But let's get right into this. I know it's quickly on this live. I don't like waiting around for people to show up. People will show up over time, of course. We'll be able to watch it. If you're here, please give me a like on this. That helps our YouTube awareness, and YouTube likes that. So let's go ahead and do that. If you could, I would appreciate it. Okay, we should also be live on Facebook now. And actually, now I really want to take a look. Does anybody mind if I take a look on Facebook? I think we are live on Facebook. Tell me if you're live on Facebook or YouTube. Where are you watching this? I'd love to know. But I'm going to get right into this. Let's go take a look at this. Let's go take a look at the markets and see where we are. It does not look pretty. Let's be honest. This does not look terribly pretty. So here we go. This is Bitcoin 29,424. I do not believe that is the low from the day, but that is definitely getting there. Now, if we look, let's take a step back. ETH is at 1741. We've talked about this over and over again, that we have never retested this 2018 high, and I really, truly believe that's where we're going to end up by going. But look at this. I want to go through this. So we know China. What happened yesterday is China told its banks. They made an announcement in Alipay that you cannot facilitate cryptocurrency transactions. And that's what triggered the market. Apparently, the news organization released the information, then pulled it back. It was a question whether it was real, but it was just a question of timing. So they released this information that banks cannot do anything to facilitate cryptocurrency transactions. Yesterday's show, we talked about this. 3,400 ATMs in China now are accepting or providing digital yuan, which is the digital yuan, which is their digital dollar. Okay, so in other words, instead of paying with cash, you now pay with the same coin on your phone, which is actually brilliant of the Chinese. But so they've also now stopped all the marketers, all of the miners from mining cryptocurrencies. They don't want them mining Bitcoin anymore, and that's where Bitcoin is. Most of the Bitcoin is mined is in China. So now, but we look, Bitcoin drops below 30,000. Great. Visa and PayPal join crypto VC fund. Stronghold Digital Mining raises 105 million. Fireblocks, whatever. There's all this good news. DeFi Network, MoonPay, Solana. There's great news all across the crypto market, all over the place. But China, and we don't know how much is this actually, it's the uncertainty. We don't know how much the China actions actually affect the global crypto market. So, and at what point will we be able to exchange Bitcoin for digital yuan? I don't know. That's down the road, but we don't know how much it's affecting. Let's go take a quick look at this Bitcoin chart. I talked about this last night on a TikTok. Please, if everybody's here, please hit the likes down below. It helps a lot. I would really appreciate it if you like these videos. Please hit the likes down below. So we've talked about this. The miners are getting pushed out of China. They're getting pushed out of China left and right. So the question we have is, this is the Bitcoin chart. Are the miners selling here? Have the miners been selling all along because they're selling their Bitcoin? They're worried about losing their Bitcoin. The Chinese government may or may not allow them. You don't know what the Chinese government's going to do. So they're not going to risk their Bitcoin. Have they been selling it here, or are they selling it here? Did they know this was coming? Did they see this, and they knew this was coming? So those are really, really good questions. Now let's look at this Bitcoin, and we can talk about this over and over and over again. 31,000. We hit the 31,000. All the bids came in at 31,000. Great. Boom, boom, boom. We ran up. We have this downward trend line, which we broke through. We hit this 31,000 again. Boom, boom, boom. More buyers coming in at 31,000. So this morning, we now have hitting this 31,000 again. We've now come down and hit this 31. This time, there were no buyers anymore. All those limit orders that were sitting in there at 31,000, that 31,000 range, they're gone. We're now reaching out for what is this next level. Where are we going? Where do we go from here? Where is this next level of support? Where's the next level of interest? Now, if we look at this Bitcoin dominance, I want to show you something here. Let's take a look at this. Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance is through the friggin' roof. Absolutely through the roof. What does this mean? This means that all the altcoins are getting absolutely destroyed. So while Bitcoin went up 100% this year. So take a quick look back at Bitcoin a second. We go to the daily chart. Let's take a quick look back at the daily chart for the year, right? Where's Bitcoin on January? Here's January 1. We are looking at the same Bitcoin. We are looking at a $31,000 Bitcoin. And on January 1st, Bitcoin hit a high of 29,688. Bitcoin is at, right now, literally is almost dollar for dollar at January 1st, okay? You look at any year, go to Ethereum, go to anything, go to all these. Here's January 1st, Ethereum was at 731. With the worst case scenario here, we're at 1740. Ethereum's up 250%, okay? Altcoins are getting absolutely decimated. So what you need to pay attention here is this is going to continue. We're continuing. This is not over, right? This is absolutely not over. Here's the Bitcoin dominance. Once this goes, and we'll talk about where we think this is going to stop, but once this goes, Bitcoin dominance is going to roll over, and these altcoins are going to fly. We talk about Bitcoin wherever it bounces, going up 10,000, going to 40,000, going to 42,000, wherever we need that break, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Wherever we need that to go, it's the altcoins that are going to explode, purely explode, because they went up crazy, 600%, 1,000%, 1,500%, crazy numbers from January 1st through the end of this year, pushing that Bitcoin dominance all the way down. If you look at that Bitcoin dominance, that is a function right here. This function right here is all Bitcoin, is all the altcoins flying, absolutely taking off, while Bitcoin just went up 100% and now has pulled back. So even through all this, go to all of these secondary coins, go to everything. Where do we get January 1? On Link. We can go over and over again. Link is down here. Link is still up. Even Link is getting absolutely hammered out of everything. And by the way, Link entering into these buy zones. Now what we're starting to talk about more than anything is buy zones. Because let's step back. I'm going to step back for a minute. I'm going to have a drink of my coffee. If everybody could please hit the like button if you like these videos, that'd be really good. I'd like that. Remember, we have a YouTube TikTok channel. In our TikTok channel, I do updates all day long, a lot shorter snippets, just quickly on where the market's going, where Bitcoin's going, where other coin opportunities we see, just news. There's a lot of bits. So follow us over on TikTok. Good iced coffee. Good iced coffee from Starbucks. Thanks, Starbucks. I don't know if you can see this. I'm all the way down there in that corner. It's really, really small. Thanks, Starbucks. Okay. Oh, no, here's the Starbucks. My bad. Thanks, Starbucks. I appreciate that. Actually, my wife works at Starbucks. That's where that came from. Okay. Let's go take a look at Bitcoin. So where are we going? And we talked about this yesterday, and I'm not going to let this go. If we sit here and we go back to it, we'll do exactly what we did yesterday on the live. And I'll do this quickly because many of you saw this on the live yesterday. Here we go. This is a long-term trend line. Coin, stocks, anything tend to return to the mean. They tend to return to their long-term trends. Here it is. Went up, time and decline. We went up, time and decline, back to its mean. Back to that average. Went up, time, over time, because the average is going up. So over time and a decline. Here we are. Now we're working on time and decline. And where this is relevant here is if we now go back to this daily chart, this now all of a sudden, as crazy as that appeared, this right here starts to stick its nose in, right? You see it? This is that long-term trend line going all the way up. And that long-term trend line passes this 20,000. What's that 20,000? The 2018 all-time high, which we never, ever, ever tested. We never, ever tested that all-time high. We blew through it. Late fall of last year, right here in December, we blew right through it, never touched it again. Straight through it. Usually a strong technical indicator to make sure we were going in the right direction would have been, I'll show you exactly what it is. We should have gone up, come back, tested it, and then boom, off to the races. We did not do that. We simply went up, and I believe, and I think a lot of people believe, that is the next retest right there, is this 2018, this long-term trend line. Remember, a long-term trend line is not 100% accurate. Like it's long-term, so it's a few dollars either way. It gives you the general idea that that's where we're going. It gives you that general idea, yeah, okay, we're way away from this long-term trend. We were way away from this long-term trend in 2018. In December, January. We were way away from this trend in mid-19. We were way away from this trend in the spring of 2021. We need to come back to it. And I think that's simply where we're going right now. Now, where do we go to? This is it. Like literally, we're looking at it, guys. We're looking exactly, and I'm going to tell you, I actually separate these markets into a few different coins. So look what we got right here. We're right here. To me, where I'm looking, and this is going to take, by the way, like if you're like, there are day traders that look at thing on a minute by minute, a 10 minute by 10, 15 minutes. Those are people who will swing trade for small profits. My guess is if you're watching this channel, you're similar to me. You invest, you buy, you trade. Maybe you don't trade quite as much as I do, but still, you're buying, you're not looking at your coins all day long in front of a computer, trading, swing trading. You're not doing that. You want to buy low, and at some point down the road, whether it is a week or 2 weeks or a month or 6 months, or even you're hodling for 2 years or 5 years, you still are looking, you're actively in the markets. So here's what I'm looking, and this becomes super, super tough for anybody. For anybody, this becomes super tough. Right here. This is it. To me, this 20 to 22,000 range. Now, when you get down into this range right here, this 20 to 22,000, it becomes tricky, right? Because we don't really know if some whales are going to come in, and then once it starts to move back up, it's going to go back up quickly. It's not going to go up. Don't get me wrong. It's not going back up to 40,000, but it's going to pop quickly. This is going to be a wick down. If we look down, remember we talked about what wick down was. So if we look at this, right? If you look at this date, May 19th of this year, we opened at, let's see exactly where we opened. We opened at 42,865 was the open on May 19th. We closed that day 36,731. So we closed down about 6,500 points that day. But actually what we had was the low of that day was 30,000. That is a $6,000 wick. That means that the Bitcoin sold off. Okay, that's in one day. And at some point, somebody turned around and said, that's bullshit. This is way too cheap. We're coming in here and we're buying. We're buying big, and pushed it back up. So this is this huge wick down. And that's what I believe you're going to end up with at some point down into this range, into this $20,000 to $22,000 range. I don't know whether that's coming today or more likely, because things do not go straight down. They do not go straight up. You know, we're pretty oversold here on a lot of different scenarios. Whether it comes back up, we pop up, we test, and then we come back down and we just have a bad day, some bad news. Elon wakes up on the wrong side of the bed, sends out a tweet, boom, it wicks down to 20, 22,000. So the real way to buy any of these is once we're near this point is putting in your buy orders. And I say 22,000 because if you look back at Bitcoin, if you look back at Bitcoin in a year from now and we're trading at, say, well, just let's be conservative. Say next year at this time, we're trading at 50,000, okay? Are you going to be more pissed that you paid 22,000 for Bitcoin, or instead of paying it when it's low as 19.8, or you're gonna be more pissed that it's at 51,000 and you missed it because it didn't quite hit your bid. You tried to get a low ball bid. So I'm not fighting for those last two. I'm not fighting for those last 2,000. My bids are going to be in this 22 to 21 range, and I think this is going to happen in the next. Could bounce back up, but I think this could. Let's go with this. It could happen anytime. There's going to be a trigger that pushes it down and pushes us into that zone. Okay, that is where Bitcoin is, and that's exactly what I see happening. Again, this is. I don't know if anybody. People are now starting to panic a little bit. The one thing we don't have, and this is what I want to talk about. Take a look at this. And I didn't talk about this, and I apologize. I did this in the wrong order. Let's see if I've got this right here. Here's this, okay? Did I do it? I want to see if I have this. Let me go back to here. Oh, okay. Well, you're looking at my screen. Capitulation. Here it is. Capitulation, the act of surrendering or ceasing to resist an opponent or demand. Okay, what is this? Here we are. This is the market. This is it. We had this big run up, greed, delusion, 60,000. This was all the new paradigm. This is what it's going to be. Bitcoin to 300,000, a million by the end of the year. Crazy numbers. And then boom, this was the head and shoulders. It denied. Wow, we bounced back up. Great. Returning to normal. Everything's going to continue. We should be back up at 60,000 soon. Now all of a sudden, where are we? So here's the question. Where are we in this? We're here. Okay, this fear, we're here. Actually, probably right here, right? Capitulation is where we're giving in. The bears have won. They've won. I'm done. Nobody wants to see my pretty face on YouTube or TikTok. Nobody wants to open up and check their Coinbase accounts or their MetaMask. Nobody wants to look at any of these things anymore. Closing their laptops, let's go straight to the sports section, okay? Nobody wants to look. That is capitulation. And while I see a lot of fear and uncertainty and doubt, I do not yet see capitulation. And I think this phase right here is going to be the capitulation phase where we have to completely give in. And that is when the market will hit its bottom. We're in this range, once we start getting into those 22s, 23s. Now, remember something. We did this yesterday. Elon Musk paid 32,000 on average. I think Michael Saylor, his solution to anything is buy more Bitcoin. I think his average is 26 to 28,000. Now, all of a sudden, those guys start to feel pressure. They start to feel pressure of this market down at 22, 24. Look at my video from yesterday when we talked about Elon Musk. Look at you got to check out the TikTok video from yesterday of Elon Musk. I'll do one on YouTube, but it's crazy. Elon Musk is actually putting Tesla at risk with his Bitcoin investment at these levels. So that is what we're waiting for. That is what I believe we're waiting for, is this capitulation. Once you get the capitulation, you'll see that wick down. The market will start to recover and begin the repair work, the basis. I hear people talk about the market's going to wick down and it's going to take off and we're going to be at 200,000, but no, the market's going to at some point hit a bottom. It's going to hit that bottom. Whether it's a V shape and bounce up a little bit, it's going to hit that bottom, come back up. It's going to build a base. It may even retest that bottom a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks later. It may retest that bottom and start to form a base. Now you have buyers. You have a zone of where buyers are in, and that is hugely important before we actually take off and start to move back up on Bitcoin. And I think that's usually important. Let's take a look at some of the other ones. Now, remember, everything we talk about, Bitcoin was up 100% this year, is back where it started. Let's go take a look at Ethereum. We talked about this yesterday. Ethereum is breaking down pretty drastically right now, is breaking down out of these zones that we have looked at. And I love Ethereum. I think it's going to be one of the survivors out of this in the long term, because mostly we've talked about this. Ethereum's a business. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Dogecoin, they're just coins. They're like it or not, they're kind of interchangeable. There's no specific, I like Dogecoin, I like Litecoin. Who cares? They're just coins. Nothing else. Ethereum is a token that supports a business. We can go on and on and on. There are tokens that support businesses. ADA, DOT, Pancake, Cake. They're all tons and tons of tokens that actually support businesses. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Dogecoin. They're not. They're simply coins. Okay. Look, here we go. We have now retested this base that we hit last week. Right now, I'm going to actually go down to the 4-hour so we can see this just a little bit better. I usually like to stick with the daily charts on these, but let's take a look at the 4-hour so we can see this a little bit better. You see right here, Ethereum has now hit. Okay. That finally took all this time to hit this low from May 23rd. Okay. We came down, we've retested the low. Bitcoin did this. What did we do this about 2 weeks ago? That was this test right here. And then actually had a lower low. We're actually we've passed that lower low from the 23rd. But going back to ETH, we've now retested this low. Okay. Where do we go from here on Ethereum? This is a reasonably good. This is good, right? Where do we go? Well, we're at 1670, 1700 right now. Where are we at? 1729. We're up here. Again, same thing. 1460. That is the high from 2018. That is a huge, huge number and a huge, huge zone of support. And I don't believe we get out of it. If Bitcoin blows, if Bitcoin sells off, Ethereum is following it. The market is following it. Now, I think, again, this is going to be rapid. This will be quick when this happens. We're down to 29,400, but this will be pretty quick when it happens. Again, the same thing. If you want Ethereum, these are going to have to be, I'm not putting this in at 1,400 or 1,350 going, maybe I'll get a wick down. Again, in the long term, I'm putting my buy order in at 1,500. Okay. All right. I wasted $84 on the downside. Congratulations. Ethereum goes back up to 2,000, 3,000, 6,000, 10,000 at some point down the road. Do I care that I bought it $10, $20, $75 off its high? Freaking no. I got Ethereum low is all I care about. I got it on sale. Okay. I'm not trying to hit that bottom. I want to buy it. I don't want to buy it when it's banging down like this, where it is right now. This is a great, I'd rather buy this. If I'm wrong and this bounces at 1730, well, hell, I'll buy it up here. I'll buy it up here after it goes past this support. After it goes up here, past this support, touches the support, and comes back, I'll buy it in this zone. Okay? That's crazy. You're going to buy it at 2,400? Yeah, well, now I know it's moving up. Right now, we have no clue where this is going. We really, really have no clue where it's going. 1,600 is my buy price. Sky just posted. Can I put this on my screen here? Let's see if I can put this on my screen. Chat overlay. I think I can put this on my screen, Sky. You're going on my screen. Okay? Here it is. Here you go, Sky. I'm going to buy, I think I get rid of this. Going to buy ETH at soon, watching it every day. 1,600 is my buy price. I hear this all the time from people. Why is 1,600 your buy price? What is it about 1,600 that would make this a good buy? There's no historical resistance or support at this level. It blew through 1,600 here. There's nothing there. There's no... People, don't just throw out numbers. Don't just throw out numbers as to I'm buying at 1,600. It's almost there. There's got to be a reason behind it. Now, if you're telling me you think 1,600 because it's going to bounce off 14, you think it's going to bounce off that 2016 low, well, that's great. Then that's a reasonable argument. You want to make sure you get it on the way back up. But if you think it's going to touch 16 and turn around, that's not where I see it. I see people throwing out numbers. You have to have logic behind your numbers, and the numbers here. This seems to be in between this 1730 we're at right now and this 1416. There's not a whole lot of support. Okay, Sky, that's just my thought on that, and I see that, so I wanted to make a comment. We'll take a quick look down at ADA. ADA has completely fallen apart today. Again, we are now. You can look at ADA in so many different ways. But ADA has completely crashed down. We still have this huge amount of support at the 92, 93 cent range. It's still above where we entered this zone right over here at around 90 cents. Again, the main net's coming. Cardano's main net is now what? 6 weeks, 8 weeks away. So that's a real business. That's actually a real business coming. That's not simply a coin or a token. Okay. We can go through Matic, the same thing. Bad look at Matic right now. But again, some support down over here. But again, this is a coin that you want to keep. You definitely want to hold these for long term, and these are going to bounce back huge. A Matic, when Bitcoin finally hits that dominance, and that Bitcoin dominance turns right here, this is going to be huge for something like Matic. Matic, ADA, they're all going to have an absolute field day and run on all these. Scroll down into everything. Let's scroll down to everything we follow. Everything on this right side, guys, everything on this right side that you see here, everything you see me with this on this right side are all coins that we actively follow, actively look at day by day. That we're constantly in term, not just the short term, not just some of the smaller coins. Here we go. Solana. Solana broke down. Solana actually looked like it was going to bounce yesterday, and Solana looks good. But again, right in here, you can see the Solana. We have the support here. We have the support here. It ticked off of this. We're almost there right now. This Solana buy zone, Solana looks strong. It's come down off of its high of 62. We're down at, what are we down at? 26. This looks super, super strong. Now, of course, if you're having these buy zones, these buy zones this is a good buy zone. This has been sitting in here for a while, by the way, this buy zone. Below this, you have some drip down below. Again, anything you're buying now, anything you buy now has to be bought with a stop below it. It has to be. You cannot just expose yourself to a new purchase at this moment. It's ridiculous to do that. It's a silly way to transact. You want to be keeping eyes on and protect your money. So when this market turns around, you have funds to keep and making that money back that you've lost in this downturn. Again, Dogecoin. What is Dogecoin? Again, it's a coin. There's limit to how much it is, how much value is really in Dogecoin. BNB, DOT, all of these. Look at these. These are all hitting support levels. These are all right near these major buy zones, okay? They're all right there. DOT is going to be the exact same thing. DOT's a little higher. I have this buy zone in down here on DOT, 860 to 950. Now, DOT was, what was DOT? DOT was a high of 14 or so. So again, these are there's a ton of coins out there, a ton of opportunity. Again, you really are going to want to watch where we are with Bitcoin. Bitcoin has this. I'm really thinking that's where we're going with Bitcoin, guys. That's where we are in the market today. Let's keep an eye on it. Where we are, everything looks a lot of red here. There's an awful lot of red across this, and I don't see this turning green. We're gonna have some short-term green in here, but I think we still have some downside. All of a sudden you look and you're talking about a $22,000 Bitcoin. Well, it's not that far away. $1,400, $1,500 ETH. It's not that far away. You're talking Wicks right now. That's what you're talking, Wicks. All of these, ADA, BNB, these are all there. They really are there in getting close to all these buy zones. So that's it. If you could please hit the like button down below, share this with a friend, and let them know we do these lives every morning at 10 a.m. And we went a little bit longer today than I expected. I think my coffee kicked in, and so that was good. And of course, by the way, in the subscription, I think it's in the subscription, there's a Dogecoin giveaway that we are doing. The giveaway was more valuable a month ago when we started it. At the end of this month, we're giving away 1,000 Dogecoin. Hopefully, it'll be back up soon, and you can make some good money on that. Okay, do that. Share that with a friend. Please follow us over on TikTok. We do a lot of updates, and we'll keep doing updates on TikTok. We'll keep doing our daily videos. All right, everybody, I hope you have a great day. Ping me this morning if you have any questions or any coins you want us to take a look at. We will, of course, do that the best we can when we can. Everybody, that's it. Have a great trading day, guys. Bye.